There's been a lot of talk about, Daniel getting comfortable in this offense and how that's a process. Can you just give like an example of something for, a quarterback in your system that's challenging? Like, what is something that is takes time and he has to get comfortable with?
Oh, I think as much as anything else, you're trying to make it a quarterback-friendly system. I think everybody's trying to do that. And like quarterbacks, like all the players, it's just a matter of, repetition and, being in different situations, running plays against different looks. And, it just takes time to do that. It takes some experience to do that. I think there have been a lot of positive things over the course of the first 5 games for Daniel and for our offense. And obviously there's plenty of areas that we need to improve upon. And hopefully over time, there'll be more positives and fewer negatives. And I think we have improved. I think we have made strides. I think everybody's getting more comfortable. I think we played against good defenses. And I think we'll learn and be better for those experiences across our offensive line with our tight ends, our receivers, our quarterbacks, and our backs. And hopefully we're growing week by week.
Thanks.
John Levy.
Jason, between the end around to Evan for a touchdown, the 2-point conversion to Andrew Thomas, we saw a lot of what outside people would call creative play calling. I'm wondering if that is Dallas specific last week based on matchups you saw, or was that stuff that was in there the first 4 weeks that you just didn't have a chance to use, or did it just take a while to get to it because of the limited off season? You just couldn't get to that next level stuff. Why break all that out last week?
Oh, I think you're always trying to find ways to make plays, and plays like that are typically in game plans week after week, and you're looking for the right opportunity to call those kinds of things. Some weeks you might be more apt to call them based upon where you are or what the defense is doing, and other weeks you might have them in, but you may be a little bit less likely to call them. Sometimes just situations in the game dictate those kinds of things. So you always want to attack the defense different ways. It starts with run and pass, using tempo, formations, movements, and then what you try to do to complement your base stuff. And hopefully in those situations you call them and you can execute them.
Pat Leonard.
Hey, Jason, you've called Evan Engram your guys' most explosive offensive player. Why do you think, though, it hasn't worked out into, deep passing usage and just overall, significant, frequent touches for him?
Well, I think Evan's done a really nice job, for us. There's been some really positive plays that he's made over the course of the first 5 games, certainly areas where he can get better and we can get better. Offensive football is a collaborative thing. It's everybody. And, the success you have running the ball, blocking them up front, protecting, with your offensive line will impact all your skilled players. And at times we've done a really good job in our run game protecting, in our run game and in our protections. And again, that will impact how we can get the skilled guys involved. I think Evan's done a good job taking advantage of some opportunities we've given him. And certainly we're trying to create more and more for him and for really all our guys.
And if I could, just one follow-up, what was your Dallas return like for you emotionally? And, I'm sure you've communicated with Dak, obviously a player that means a lot to you. What was that like, seeing that and just kind of being there for that?
Yeah, I thought it was important going into the game to be focused on what we needed to do to play our best football. And, that's what we tried to do last week leading up to the game. It certainly was fun being back there, seeing a lot of people that I had been around. I think the games for all of us are a little bit odd and different, not having the normal game day atmosphere that you would have, with fans and everybody around. But I did get a chance to visit with some of the players, some of the coaches, and other people in the organization, and I had great visits with those guys. So that was a fun experience for me. In regards to Dak, obviously very sad that he had the injury, but there's one thing I know about him is he's as tough as they come, and he's mentally tough, he's physically tough, and the surgery seemed to have gone well, and our communication over the last few days has been positive. He seems like he's in good spirits, so wish him nothing but the best. He's really a special guy.
Lombardo.
Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. Want to ask you about Darius Slayton. Your thoughts on him through the first 5 weeks and how you see his role kind of evolving down the stretch.
Darius has done an excellent job for us. Talk about a guy who's taking advantage of opportunities. It seems like any time we go his direction, he's able to make plays for us, whether they're little plays or big plays. And, he's continued to do that week after week. And had a big game the other day in the ball game against Dallas. And he continues to grow as a player. He's a young player, has not played that much football at this level, but really doing some positive things. His approach is outstanding. He's a professional. He really wants to know all the details. He works very hard in practice. He's been able to carry that to the game. So certainly off to a very good start for us.
Last question here, Jordan.
Hey, Jason. How big a challenge does Andrew Thomas face when he's up against Chase Young, and how do you make sure that his confidence remains high?
Andrew has faced really the elite rushers of the NFL in his first 5 games. If you think about the guys in Pittsburgh, then you go see Mack and Quinn in Chicago. The guys in San Francisco, they're a little banged up, but still pretty stout, up front. The Rams, obviously the best defensive lineman in football. They got really good defensive ends that he had to block in that game. And then, you go to Dallas and you're going against, 2 really, really elite defensive linemen, playing and play out, and DeMarcus Lawrence and Alden Smith. So he's certainly gotten his indoctrination in the National Football League by playing against really, really good players. And that's really the nature of his position. And, the biggest challenge that he'll have and that all offensive tackles in this league have is you're not always going to win. The other guys are good too. They're going to have success pushing the pocket, getting around the quarterback, and you just got to keep coming back and learn from the experiences. And, I think about a guy like Tyron Smith, who we had in Dallas. And when we first got him there, he was going against DeMarcus Ware in practice every day. And to be honest with you, right at the start, he didn't do very well. DeMarcus Ware really got after him. But, as it went along in training camp and as it went along when they competed against each other, Tyron started to win some. Then he started to win some more of them. And then they were back and forth, and it was 50-50. Then he started to win more than half. So that's really what these guys have to do. They have to keep battling, keep learning from their experiences, be mentally tough, be physically tough, technically become better, and you'll grow and improve as a player over time. But there's no question it's one of the most challenging positions in football to block these elite rushers every week. Andrew's done a nice job so far. He's going to get better and better as we go.